Welcome to the Final Four edition of the RD2L Playoff Content Show. I'm your host, JD, and I'm joined by my co-host, Sev, as well as not only the usual panel, but also representatives from each of the remaining semifinalist teams. From Mal team, we have Sonagod Sad Boy himself. From Target team, we have Sasquatch. From Jimmy team, we have Jimmy and Sauce. And finally, from Offlane to Immortal team, we have Caliber.
Yo.
And then rounding out the panel is Fox, Brightside, and whoever else decides to show up.
Pepe hands.
I think it's just me and Brightside after that.
Yeah.
It's fine. Anyways, first we're going to go over how each team has made it to the Final Four. So starting off, we're going to go look at how Mal's team has got here. You pull up the sheet. It's hard kind of finding it because you guys kind of switched names almost.
Yeah, well, thanks to Brightside, we lost our team name by banning Blackout from our team. He was the one that had the Bella Delphine fan club team name. So
You guys are in the semifinals with your replacement, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So
you mean Malachi? Or
Yeah,
are they not
sorry,
the same
yeah,
person?
I meant-
Hold on, I'm confused.
Wait, they're different people. Wait.
yeah.
Oh no, Zev's retarded.
Why do I have such a large pink Discord? I think I just have 29 tabs open. Anyways, Sonica, do you want to walk us through your playoff run a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I want to say we haven't really done anything different. Obviously, the first playoff series we were able to play with Blackout, so most of our drafting kind of is standard as what we were doing the whole season. We kind of picked more comfort heroes just to make sure that, we don't get taken out the first round of playoffs, which would be pretty much how all my other seasons have gone. The second week onwards, it's been interesting because obviously we have a new mid lane player. And I think it was kind of nice to note that our first series with the new guy Cam, we 2-0'd the other team. So obviously it doesn't feel that bad when your replacement, especially I think he carried us really hard in game 1 on his SF too. So it's kind of nice to, especially what was it? I think we got Cam Brightside a day or two before our game. Like it was actually official.
It was 2 or 3 days before it was actually official.
Yeah. So obviously, when you get that soon, you're not gonna like practice with him or anything like that. So the first impression was him pretty much carrying us game 1, which was nice. And I feel like our drafts kind of haven't really shifted that much. It's just we're accounting for Cam's hero pool instead of Blackouts. I don't know. The rest of our games have been pretty standard. I don't think we're picking anything normally that we don't pick. I think a lot of our players have pretty big hero pools, so it's hard to ban out one person or ban out a couple people. So normally stuff gets through that we're able to play. We just get lucky, I guess.
Oh, I just remembered that I have 6-minute delay on my stream because I stood in for many. Do I just restart it, or do we just say screw it? I think we just say screw it. Everyone will just be 6 minutes behind.
No.
Everyone in chat is dead to me.
But yeah, been a good time.
Oh shit, on Song's playing right now? I gotta leave.
I remember very angry DMs from Sonagod asking why the fuck he was getting a new player 3 days before the playoffs.
All right. I just want to say from the admin team, there was zero communication with apparently everybody except Mao about what was going on. And he wasn't even banned. What?
He's your captain.
All right, well, yeah, Mao has some culpability in it too, but
Mao, it's not my fault that Mao doesn't use Discord.
Brightside, you're an admin. It's got to come from the top. The leadership has to come from above, the higher ups. But well, yeah, I mean, like, I didn't even know that you were talking to him about a replacement. So, I mean, once I figured that out, I think I apologized for the angry DMs.
You did. I still remember them though. It was fun.
Well, yeah, I was getting griefed right. my season was getting griefed right there. But it turned out. Thanks, Brightside, for rigging our team for playoffs, though. That was pretty.
Yeah,
innocent.
I just had I couldn't rig Logical's team to winning, so I had to.
You couldn't give him a fourth immortal. Couldn't give him a fourth one.
Would that have actually made them that much better?
Yeah.
That's that's a good question. Yeah.
Is JD alive? Where's
Yeah.
our host?
Walk us through your quarterfinal series against the Captain Pepega team a little bit, because they were a pretty solid team. I mean, maybe a
the
little bit
2-0.
metal boosted, but
That was that was
That was
the
mini Colt game.
that was the
Yeah.
Bobby
Yeah.
Colt
Okay.
game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I want to say that I think they had bad drafts and they played overall, I think, worse than they have, I guess, the whole
Well,
season.
game when they last picked the Ursa.
Yeah, well, I mean, their idea for that was right to outpace the anti-mage, and then my Monkey King just owned the game from like 11 minutes to 23 minutes, and I died 3 times in the first game, and each time I died, I'm like, I don't, it doesn't even like don't even do anything that game. Like, what was it? Cam's just gonna carry the game to a win. I can die as many times as I want, really. I think it was pretty quick. I feel like you're losing racks at 20 minutes with an anti-mage on the other team. It normally doesn't feel so good. I think they might have been a little tilted going into game 2. I know I would have been, because obviously that is not a good feeling. But I think their second draft was a lot better. It's just when I think they had overall last pick second game, right? Yeah, I think they had overall last pick. So once you saw the TB come out, it's pretty easy for me to pick my hero. I know that TB doesn't do that well against PL, and then we had Cam playing a Storm Spirit game. They didn't really have a lot of lockdown for him, and I don't think the Quap might have been. I mean, Quap was a good pick, but I don't feel like that's the last pick hero that wins the game. And I think we just won that game from right. Oh, okay, that was the game where every time they press meta and our Jakiro responded by putting down his ultimate, they just ran away. They didn't force the issue ever, and that's why we won. They were ahead for a majority of the game. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they can easily push into the Jakiro ulti or just wait for it to be over, but every time Mal laid it down, they just kind of went back to farming. It was a weird game, and then we just won. But yeah, I think those games were good. I feel like those felt probably the easiest, but I think we had especially like the previous games where we knew the players on the other teams a lot more. So obviously it's going to be a little bit more. You get in your head a little bit when you know the other people, rather than we'll just play our game and not worry about the other team.
You want to walk me through the Game 3 draft you had against the Tiramisu team, where you had the Naga, Lone Druid, Razor Tricore?
Oh yeah, Peacock's actual god on offline Razor, so if you're not banning it, he's just gonna own on it. Cam asked for Lone Druid, so we gave him Lone Druid, and then I just took the Naga because Naga does really well against Night Stalker. He can't really go in and do what he wants to do because the armor reduction on our passive is just way too good against him. I think the Battle Fury might have been a little bit of a grief too, but apparently it works.
He,
So
he has no clue how he lost that game. Or that was game 2.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Game.
No. Game 1.
Perfect.
Game 1.
Game-
The Naga
perfect.
game. Yeah.
Perfect gameplay.
Yeah.
Do not.
So when we caught him, killed him. It's for another day. Yeah, I think game 3 was. I think game 1 was the hardest game of that series, just because that Naga was actually pretty difficult to deal with, as well as the puck. But I don't know. Once we got items and levels, it felt pretty straightforward. Just you have to kill the Naga and you win the game. Yeah, I think that was our hardest match of the playoffs so far, though. Hoping that it will be the hardest match of playoffs in totality, but we'll have to see.
Capital.
Well, hey, if it's the hardest and we won that one,
All right, anything else you'd like to add
no.
for now?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the target team, beating Hungry Phoenix, Combustible Lemon, Acid Rain, and then Matt in the quarterfinals.
Which one? Sorry.
the
We're on to
target
the
team.
Sasquatch target team. Sasquatch is here, right?
Yeah, I
What's
think
up, bro?
Just chilling.
You're just chilling. How do you feel about your team?
I mean, we're in quarterfinals, so seems pretty good. Yeah.
I want to say off the back of my 2 game 1 standings for targets team. That's the only reason they're this far.
Pretty much. You guys beat that. Pretty funny.
I'm really conflicted about this target team because I really want Sasquatch to win RD2L, but I also really don't want Target to win RD2L. I think Sasquatch's team has a really good chance though. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm thoroughly enjoying how their Crusader player keeps saying RD2L main to suck my earth. I should
Suck his
ball.
dick. Yeah, dude.
No,
That
it's
nonsense
not-
guy is hilarious.
I was on a team with him. I don't know why he dislikes me all of a sudden so much. I just keep getting added in different Discords saying "suck my balls."
Target
Did you
should
doubt
talk.
him? Have you put some disrespect on his name recently?
Maybe that's
I said he's he's mechanically better than Crusader, but his brain is worse than Crusader. But that's true. He's mechanically very good. It's just he throws games a lot. I've literally watched him go like from 10-0 to 10-10 league game 2 seasons ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let me change the Discord server.
Well, it's like it's on East, but I'm still getting like this weird lag. Like I'm at
Mine-
1 bar at 70.
How about now?
Yeah, I'm down to 36. I don't know why.
I changed it to Central.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
Down to 10 feels good, man.
Easy.
I don't know how East get me so high, but anyways.
Could just be crashing.
It's Sun of God versus Sasquatch, right? For who's playing in the grand finals.
Yeah.
for semi. Yeah.
Semi. That's super hype. I think those matches are going to be really good.
Yeah, I think it'd be a fun one.
So
Who's
who
your-
did,
so-
who did Sasquatch play? Going into well, he beat
It was
Who did he
Matt's
beat
team, Matui's team, right?
Matt, and then who did he beat the week before that?
Acid Rain,
Acid Rain.
and then he beat 2 Monday teams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
would-
some trash player, Mr. Brightside, got dumpstered in the first round by him. Oh wait.
Wait, didn't Brightside dumpster PP first round?
Yeah.
Wait, what is this? Is this second round then? I don't know. The first link that I had only had one of the matches. Brightside was on the other team. Did you stand in?
Oh,
Or
I-
what?
This is not.
oh, I accidentally pulled the wrong series. I think. Yeah.
Oh,
This is not.
all right, fair.
Target Hungry Phoenix. Let me pull up the other sheet. I was about to say like that's super weird.
This looks like an in-house or something.
I'll just go straight to Dota Buff and grab it real quick.
But
As
it's
much as I bag on Target for being cocky, he has like actually performed really well. Like he playing these sniper heroes and stuff. Like
just
like,
don't give
I-
him a cooldown. He'll use it incorrectly.
I don't know. Like watching their team dynamic, it feels like Target Sasquatch teams figured out how they like to play RD2L games, which is a really good feeling once your team figures that out.
I like
But at the
the
same time, I feel like Sun God's team's also kind of done that with Cam. Like, I mean, I don't know. Cam owns from the games I've watched, and then Cam just makes space, and then Sun God farms. I honestly like. I think at last week predictions, I thought that you guys were gonna lose to. Who did you play? You played Captain
Minicolt.
Vega, Minicolt team.
I
Yeah,
think I actually said that Sonic God's team would win, and that I
yeah.
believe-
No, I
might
had
have been one of the
misplaced
very
faith.
few.
Yeah, misplaced faith in.
I don't know if I wrote
Minicolt.
down my predictions because I think I just started randomly writing numbers in, but I was definitely advocating for Sonic God's team.
To be fair, which one was the game that you played PL? Because you like put that entire game on your back. Game two.
Yeah, that was game 2. It's a good hero, man.
And they were really not interested in drafting good lockdown spells, were they?
Did not seem like it.
Yeah, what's like their Mars stun is like the hopefully most reliable stun. That feels really bad.
Yeah.
How does reflection work on PL illusions?
I think it only targets the main PL,
Okay.
and it doesn't even matter because you just doppel it off anyways once you get 25. So.
Yeah,
Or-
PL's pretty good against Terrorblade, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a sick pick.
Sasquatch, you want to run us through the Matt series a little bit?
Sure. First game. What hero did I play the first?
Played the Juggernaut hero.
Oh, word. Yeah, that game. Yeah, that game, they probably could have sat back and farmed, but they kept running into our jungle, so I think they kind of threw, to be honest. The MTS was like really farmed, and Matt was like pretty farmed, and I don't know, they just kept running at us, and if you just keep running into Mag, eventually he's going to get an RP, and Storm just kept dying, and then the game got hard for them.
Yeah, I think their LC like started off really well, and then
Oh yeah, that lane went really well for them. But then, yeah, just too aggressive. I think when they had like two cores who could outscale us, like in my opinion, if you're farming on PL and Storm against Mag and Jug, you're probably doing pretty well. I mean, Jug's gonna want to farm for a little bit with Empower, but eventually you're gonna hit a timing and you're gonna play at that point. But like PL just wants to keep farming because PL will, if PL's equal in items with Jug, it's gonna be pretty favored for PL. And they kind of kept throwing fights, so I really thought they fucked that game up. I thought we lost on draft, to be honest. I was pretty sad going into the game one.
I think Target just kept like solo RPing BMTS, and then like he just die, and then their team can't really do anything.
Pretty much, but that's all we really needed was RPs and Storm that game.
I mean, Target got a decently timed Blink Echo Saber, even for like having not done very well in like the early stages of the game. So
yeah, he lost lane and came back.
You hit 18 minutes where you had Mom Battle Fury and he had Echo Saber Blink, and like even if they're kind of ahead, you can really turn a game with that. Yeah, that's exactly at 20 minutes is when you guys started pulling ahead in net worth.
Why'd you decide to go Battle Fury with the Mag on your team? Just because he was playing mid?
It's RD2L, so I'm just playing my own game,
That's the best answer.
Pretty much go Battle Fury on any melee hero I can.
Yeah.
Like, I was going Battle Fury in the second game, even though we were fucked. Like, I was just going Battle Fury anyway. Doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, the second game, it was a 22-pick troll mid.
It's pretty much just picking a win condition for myself. Obviously, it didn't work out, but I'm just looking for the hero to win the game off of.
When you picked the Lycan, did you know it was going to be target Lycan, or was it a flex at that point?
It was flex. And I think it was a really good Lycan game, although a lot of casters were giving me flack. For giving our team flack, I guess. But I stand by that Lycan pick, and I think we could have played that draft a little bit better and won the game. But yeah, I got baited into going on people,
Bro, that
and then
Lycan
Wyvern
pick was
kind of...
sick. You guys push tower so fast, you guys take Roshan in like a millisecond.
Lycan and the Winter Wyvern a little scary though.
I guess you guys take one good team fight early game, instant rush, and when your high ground is so easy. You have so much dive, you kill towers instantly. It's actually sick as fuck. You just like, if you ever win like one team fight with that hero and your troll hero, you like take every single tower on the map and you take Roshan. So free.
Yeah, it's mostly like we didn't apply pressure at the right times. And Wyvern is like good on paper versus Lycan, but if you know how to like play your summons and like focus the Wyvern at the right times, like he can't really get a good ult on you. Like you're never gonna keep your units near your hero. You're not gonna put your units near like allied heroes either. So it's really like about just positioning and like when to go in and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like if like Wyvern can't deal with like Centaur unit chasing her, right? Like she can't like she's like cold embrace herself and then she's useless.
It's mostly the fact that they had no reliable initiation because they first read Wyvern, Jakiro, Clock, and like Clock is not reliable initiation as a 3 position versus Lycan.
Yeah.
So at that point it feels really safe because I know Matt and BMTS wouldn't pick initiation heroes. Like BMTS is going to pick Storm again after losing, and then there's not really any other hero that they play where they are like the starting fight hero. They just kind of play like AFK farmer, like when lane and gank kind of heroes. So no initiation, and that makes Lycan pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
In game 3, Dark specifically said he told you to pick Naga. Is that true?
I mean, I messaged him and Logical and some other. I just like, if I'm like between games, sometimes I'll like throw heroes at people who I know are watching for feedback.
Was that your guys' circle comp game?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, bro, I was a big
fan of the circles. Yeah, circles own.
It looked like the circles weren't going to own for a little while.
Bro,
really
you only need like 2 out of 5 and you're alright.
So
when you completely
whiff Chronos, you make the enemy team think that you're not going to hit Chronos, which means that they'll clump up easier so you can hit Chronos later. I'm pretty sure that was the thought process, right?
Chrono your own teammates just to get them off balance.
Yeah. It's like missing pudge hooks. You miss pudge hooks for the first half of the game, and then they won't expect when you actually hit the pudge hooks, dude. It's the big brain play.
It's also just RD2L, right, Sasquatch? Like, it's hard to punish long CD lineups, I think, in lower MMR games.
Well, and Naga. Isn't Naga like a great RD2L hero in that, like, the amount of times that, like, I saw Matt's team about to push a lane and then there were 2 Naga illusions cutting waves every time.
Annoying.
They just didn't protect their waves. And, like, Sasquatch actually, like, I'm pretty sure Sas almost single-handedly won that game by just cutting creeps and playing on the map, like, really well.
I think it was just like a free Naga game, and then Matt made it worse by going like this diffuser build.
I was about to comment on
something.
Yeah.
It could have helped for sure, but it was also just like a really strong Naga game. I wasn't really like completely all in on picking circles. We were just trying different heroes that we know we wanted to run, and we didn't run the previous games. Like I think having like a couple solid strategies in RD2L can work really well if you like come into a new game with like completely different playstyle. It can actually take games off teams really easily. Like it just feels a lot harder for them to win, I feel like, if you're playing different style. So yeah, just like I think being versatile in playoffs is pretty important in BO3s.
Definitely.
And so I don't think we picked any like same heroes. Maybe we overlapped on some supports. I can't remember. We were trying to. I mean, it was very intentional to try to pick different stuff after you're losing a game.
All right.
It was a fun series. In my opinion, I thought that was going to be the hardest team to play. That being said, we could still lose to any team I think that's left, but yeah, I thought that would be the hardest team. So pretty happy we beat them.
Does anyone else have anything to add about the Target versus Matt series?
Nope.
All right, let's move on to the Jimmy team. I just have it as Jimmy because it was way too long having banned Toxic Wall Player as literally all of them.
Are we going over all of them or just Jimmy versus Dark?
Mostly just Jimmy versus Dark. I know that. Like their game 1 especially, they pretty much, like this Radiant team just didn't really have a chance past like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we drafted a lineup where we knew they like the way they're like 2 cores when Ranger and PL want to play the game is like we just start pushing towers at like 8 minutes, 9 minutes in, right before the second catapult. Like they're gonna have no map to farm on.
I mean, Jorv destroyed the safe lane that game.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I just kept saying kill him, and he was like, "All right," and they killed him. Like,
yeah. I remember every time we looked bottom, Jorv was just styling on their team.
Yeah. They never like. Lich is actually really good against Beastmaster because it has no magic resistance on the boards, and I think he cast it like 1 time. And we were able to punish that really heavily because they didn't know the matchup.
It seemed like I don't remember what someone said, but it's like they didn't. It seemed like they'd never played against Beastmaster in their entire life.
Yeah, that seems like a super good lane against Beastmaster, to be honest.
Well, PL is naturally good. I don't actually think Lich is as good as people think. Because
PL is good, but I actually think it's harder for the PL than people usually think. Like you have to actually like know how to play the lane. Like you can't. It's not one of those lanes where like I don't know. What's an example? Like some lanes, all you have to do is play the hero. Like a Monkey King into a double melee lane with no nuke. Like that's really obvious what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
But as the PL lane, it requires a little more. Like you have to kind of understand like when to hit boars, when to hit hero. It's a little more complicated.
I mean, it's kind of the same though. You just emphasize hitting the boars when he spawns them, so he doesn't have them up all that time, right?
Yeah, can't you just Lich Q the boar and then run at it with PLE and kill it really quickly?
Yeah, I feel like that thing dies instantly, especially once you hit level 2 on your E. That's like plus 15 agi or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous amount.
Yeah. They also like whenever they tried to fight him, it made it really easy to get the bonus damage on Snapfire Qs off. So the PL was just getting like.
I don't think I don't think them like losing that lane bad or anything even really mattered that much, to be honest. I think that like I don't know. They just have like no way to stun heroes, and like they have like no way to fight after they've used their big spells, and like they don't even have a way to keep you inside of their big spells.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like really free for your team.
Something
like,
we were doing that I didn't like hear people talking about is we were using smokes to get cooldowns, not kills. So like we smoked at one point, we smoked into their jungle, and they just Mars ulted, Phoenix ulted, and we immediately ran. Like that's way more valuable than killing Dark or something, because it allows us to go high ground.
Yeah,
also,
you guys
some
knew
people
they were
saying
gonna
that
pick it.
like I don't know, the PL hero is not good against Labor hero if your team doesn't have any stuns. Like, cause if I'm like not bad and like I see the real one with my Shikuchi, like
that PL was or that Weaver was good against PL.
Yeah, no. I think Bryce was saying it, but like a lot of people are like, oh, once he gets a couple items, it's good. It's like it's not actually that good if your team can't stun the Weaver, because like it's like kind of worthless. If your team can't stun the Weaver, then he just keeps chasing the PL. And like your team does, like if I have BKB, you're not doing anything to me as Weaver. I don't know. I just think people
someone kept saying that like as soon as PL gets a heart, the game's over. But
yeah,
like,
but heart's like
don't you just Shikuchi follow him and then your Shikuchi deals damage and heart doesn't keep ticking?
I mean yeah, sure, like if he gets hard, it's hard because he's really tanky. But like I don't think that matters when you're just gonna get ran at. Like even if he had that heart at like a really good time, like let's say he was like a sick PL player and he had like a I don't know like a 25-minute heart or something. The rest of his team still has nothing. Like if he's the only hero we have to deal with, the game is fine. I just think that you're putting a lot of emphasis into a not like very high MMR player getting a lot of farm in a game where your team cannot stop any heroes from killing you.
I mean, isn't it kind of Dark's role this game to take care of you though? I feel like that's a Wind Ranger thing.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think like I just think you're putting like the PL hero isn't gonna be easy to play until you have like 3 items.
Oh yeah.
So like your like kind of strategy is kind of weird because like we're gonna run at all your heroes like over and over again because we know that your PL hero is the only one hard for us to deal with.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where I don't know, you're putting a lot of faith onto a player to not get owned, and when our whole strategy is just if we own this one hero, we win the game. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean they definitely don't have a late game if the PL doesn't get farm, right?
Yeah, and I mean our high ground was pretty easy too, because we just get Aegis every time so fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I thought the game was pretty. Like that game, I felt really good about draft, just because in RD2L those kind of lineups are so much easier to play than the opponents.
I think Mike played mid super well too.
Oh yeah, Mike was poning hard that game.
Yeah.
Someone say neutralized.
What?
The Kunkka game was game 2.
Yeah.
And his other hero was Razor, right?
Razor,
yeah. Razor game.
Yeah, you just gave Mike brainless heroes. Let's be real here.
Those are his favorite heroes.
Hey man, all he has to do is not feed in that lane, and I feel like it doesn't matter if they're brainless or not.
Yeah, that's what you do against the higher MR mid. I think you just pick tanky heroes that you really can't die on unless you're like mega bad.
Yeah, also the Yules was pretty smart because you could Yules Wind Rangers Wind Run too.
Yeah.
It's like standard on Razor though, isn't it?
I don't know. I feel like
it's a pretty good item on Razor.
Mike usually likes going the stat resist build, but Jimmy and I both told him that if you go Yule's Halberd this game, you're unkillable. So he just went those and then kind of just ran at PL.
Yeah, I just told him to get a Halberd. I don't remember if I told him to get the what's it called item, whatever it's called. Yeah, I don't know if I told him to get that.
Once they picked Wind Ranger, I told him to get Yules.
Yeah, it's good because it purges up the Wind Ranger and shit. Yeah, I don't know. Mike played well.
Did you guys know that was gonna be your mid? Because you first picked it, or first picked it.
Yeah.
Well, they banned Quap first phase and then picked Razor.
Also, if they like the scenario, like there are a couple of scenarios where we change, right? Like if they gave me like Morphling and they picked Ember, like I'll go mid easy.
Yeah.
But, in most scenarios, like we're pretty confident in sending Mike mid on that hero.
Fair.
Jimmy, if I play you in finals, I'm not even gonna ban a single hero for you. I'm just gonna ban all the brainless mid heroes.
Bro, in mini people were trying that strategy out. They keep like trying to ban my heroes, and then like they give my team all their heroes, and then they lose. It's like actually happened in all of RD2L.
It's gonna ban Razor, Kunkka, Sniper. I don't fourth Mike hero.
Hey, look at the second game if you want ideas for that, because they banned 3 Mike heroes in the first phase.
Yeah, they banned DP, Razor, Magnus first phase,
and then DK second phase.
Yeah.
You can't ban Mike out. He's too powerful.
This was a lot closer of a game. It kind of looked a bit rough, but at the same time, I don't think the Radiant really pushed their advantage.
Our game plan was scaling because we knew once we hit Jimmy's timing, we can 4v1 kill Dark faster than they can 4v1 kill Jimmy. So We had no problem.
Yeah, it was kind of scary in like the 20-minute, like 15-20 minute mark, because I remember watching Dark just go bottom top, bottom top, bottom top, and he got like 6 kills and didn't die. And he's like getting to the point where like it was like, what if like Dark does Dark things, and you guys just lose? But I think you like started just grouping up and playing around sentries, and
yeah.
Jimmy hit his items and the game was kind of easy.
Once we saw him get to like 6 stacks, I just bought all the sentries, and I would pretty much dictate like, this is the area of the map we're sitting while Jimmy's farming. And kind of slowed him down.
I did not realize how far behind we were in net worth. Honestly, the game felt really good to me the whole way through.
Did not feel that bad.
Like I felt fine the whole time. I guess we were a lot lower net worth than I thought we were, but like it was fun.
I hit no creeps because I was doing a lot of like positioning our heroes, and I wasn't thinking about my own farm.
Yeah, the game was kind of whatever. I mean, I felt pretty good with the game. There were some moments where I was like, oh shit, I think we lost. But for the most part, I was like, all right, this is going all right. I'm chill.
Yeah, we got a little scared when Jorv died without Jorv diebacked, but I was able to steal Macropyre, and I just sat in the base. And if they ever came up, we were fine.
Yeah, I mean, their tower pushing wasn't. I mean, they had Luna, but like I don't know, the Luna never seemed to hit towers. Like she was splitting us early on, which was good, but.
I mean, she only had 2,200 building damage. What? I mean, it's hard for Luna to go up high ground against this Lich, Rubik, even Spectre.
Yeah, I'm not trying to flame him for that. I'm just saying I think that they could have made like more attempts to, I don't know, hit our buildings than they did. It was a good game though. I had a lot of fun playing it. So.
Do you think he should have gone Rapier over MKB on Luna?
Yeah, I think they were just like ran out of damage to kill me. I think the Rapier was good. They were not gonna like, if he didn't have Rapier.
Well, I'm saying like, instead of the MKB.
You actually died in the last fight, right? And
yeah,
when he had the Rapier.
Yeah, but then I stole the Grip Struggle and I just casted it on Luna and killed himself. Or that was Jimmy done.
Like it didn't matter because Jimmy bought back in.
Yeah,
the Luna was at like
fight that he died.
Luna was at like 100 health after fighting Jimmy, and just died to illusion. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that game was a lot of fun. I hope the rest of our series games are as fun as that. You know, that would be cool. We'll see how it goes. Only so much you can ask for.
Moving on to Skater X7 versus Offlane to Immortal.
Skater God couldn't pull through. RIP, brother.
Caliber, do you want to talk about any of the other series you guys played in the playoffs before this one, or?
I mean, I don't know. Can't really say much about any of the series really. I mean, they were all just really fun to play. Played against EST Tuesday first seed though. That was
which game was that? Was that quarter?
It's when they had Itachi.
That's when we had Itachi. Yeah.
It's when you had Itachi and they didn't scout him. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was basically we needed 2 stand-ins. This was when we still didn't know if Huntington was gonna come back or not. Seems like or not.
Rip.
And my captain Jackson, he was driving back from Kentucky to wherever he lives. So we needed to stand in for him too. So basically, what happened was we got Claire. Shout out to Claire for rigging the team like 4 weeks in a row.
A 4 more immortal.
Yeah.
For Huntington.
And the basically we got Mitter Shen, who was 1 star lower than Jackson. And we got Itachi, who was I guess 1 star higher than Huntington, and 2-0 the series. Oh no, that was a
2-1.
It was a 2-1. But the last game, some Randy joined and DDoS the server, and I was like, "What?" We didn't know what the hell was going on, but obviously.
No, that was the previous series, right? I thought that was the first series that got DDoSed.
Oh, you're right. It was the first series. You're right. It was the whole city.
Wow. There was multiple DDoSes
that week? 2-1.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that should have been 2-1 as well, but I think one of the games wasn't saved. I don't know. Try to find it around here somewhere.
The third game of the Pishcha series is on there. You just got to click on the second box.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
How's it like playing with Engod?
It's last
his
season,
Discord presence is pretty powerful.
Oh yeah. You always know when Nojit has arrived because the air in the room just changes, and At the start of every game, when we're drafting, he's always giving us all these random ass fucking heroes to pick them, and like he'll want like Rubik or I don't know, some stupid hero like Grimstroke that fits nowhere inside the draft, and he's just like, oh yeah, pick these, and our captain's like, no, you're playing this, and he's pouts the rest of the game, but just starts owning in the pause 4 roll. I'm actually, we've talked to him, and we're like, man, Nojit basically is just a divine player stuck in a Crusader's body. That's basically what it is. Yeah, but I mean, he's a real funny guy, kid. I guess I could say.
Are you saying the gamer word is holding him back?
No, he's gotten better about it.
Who is it that says every team can have one gamer word sayer and it makes too many? It's too powerful.
That's dark.
Sounds like something Dark would say.
Yeah, I mean, he's a character. He's really funny to play with.
That's what a gamer word user would say.
I like Nojit. He's a ball. I mean, we named the team after him. That's how much we like the guy.
Yeah, Nojit's an interesting guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good. He's a really valued pick. I think we actually.
Your last round pick.
Did we last? Yeah, I think we last round picked him. But that being said, we didn't. My captain didn't even draft the team. He was. I think he was on the road for that as well. So I think half-cast. Yeah, half-cast drafted. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting. Something interesting to note though is I don't really. Well, I guess I don't know half-cast at all. Aside from Huntington, who's no longer on the team, I guess, nobody on our team really knows him. And so myself, Jackson, and Mothman, we all actually pub and in-house and do all these things together before this season. So it was very interesting that we all got drafted on the same team. So there's a little bit of good dynamic going on there already. Nojit, like I said, is a character, and then now Frenzy is a pretty cool guy. It's gonna carry us to a few games, I guess.
All right, let's walk through your series against Skater a little bit. Now, game 1 was the Frenzy Necro 1 into Ags on Sniper.
Let me talk about that game, okay? I was not a believer. After we beat, was it Ice Yeti's team last week?
Yeah, they used it.
Or the prior week. They had been going, I think, Midas, Ag, Sniper.
Yeah.
And up until that point, it was pretty much unstoppable. So I was not, and then we put a stop to it, but it was not, I don't know, I haven't seen it in my low-level pubs. That's too big brain for me. And it owns. It's just a long-range stun. When you have a lot of follow-up, like we did that game, we had Nature's Prophet, Slark, Clockwork just follow up onto the 1.8 second stun from Assassinate. It was crazy. I never expected it to work the way it did, but I mean it did, and it was impressive. We trusted Frenzy on that one, and we managed to pull that one out. Although I will say, I think in part, one of the main reasons why it worked is just their draft was very obvious from the start. I mean, they first picked Medusa, which is a little weird. But I get it. I mean, if you're really good on the hero, like obviously it's a really, really strong hero. Could definitely win the game on its own. But I don't know. It's just, I think a lot of that game was just too much of it relied on Skater putting the team on his back, and I don't know. There was a few misplays, I think, on both teams' parts, but especially on mine. I think I got caught out once or twice there in that game, and really put the pressure on, because I think Skater got like 1,000 gold from 2 kills back to back. Got him like from Blade Mail and nothing else to Blade Mail, Yules, and like half a Maelstrom. So, but I mean, We adjusted, pulled out the win in that first game.
Aren't you the team that we're playing?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Game 2 was the first overall pick, Skater Furion.
Yeah, we weren't expecting it to be mid. We didn't. I mean, I'm relatively new to RD2L, and so is my captain. Actually, we're all pretty new to RD2L, with the exception of, I think, Frenzy.
Yeah, Frenzy.
I don't know who Skater was. None of us knew, and we're terrible. That's one thing I could say, is we've been terrible at scouting teams. So we had no idea this guy played mid-Prophet. And Nature's Prophet, definitely a very strong hero right now. Just Blade Mail, strong item, even though he didn't go for a Blade Mail. I watched the replay of, I think it was you guys casting some game where I think Quap didn't go for a Blade Mail, and I heard you guys talking about it, how
Frenzy,
28, yeah, I think it was Frenzy, yeah, 28 bonus damage plus 10 int, so 38 damage on an int hero, and I have to agree, it's the new Chrysalis, right? Where you could really pick it up on really any hero, and it's just really, really nice. Just aside from the active, very value item. But anyways, my Naga definitely not ready yet. Definitely need to improve on that. But aside from that, we didn't feel like the game was too much on the Furion. I think we just had a lot of misplays. I in particular had a really big misplay where I just did not realize that there was a Brewling still, and I think I got stunned before I got a chance to TP. And not to make excuses or anything, but I hadn't cleaned my keyboard and I had spilled tea on my keyboard the previous day, so I was playing with some sticky keys. But no, I mean, they played really, really well in the second game. My bottom, which was our off lane, just didn't go too great. I think the Weaver and the Silencer got off to a really, really good start, which wasn't great for us.
We were Silencer versus
Batrider.
Batrider is really
Ogre.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Because Weaver can just run away, and then the Silencer Qs the Batrider, and the Batrider doesn't want to use his sticky napalm anymore because he's just going to stack up Qs.
Right.
And you guys really didn't have like much lockdown for a Weaver. Like, you had some lockdown for a Weaver, but all your lockdown for a Weaver is like shit that's easy to avoid as a Weaver. You know what I mean? Like the like the net, and like really only like a blink DK stun is like the most reliable stun, or Ice Path. But
yeah,
it seems like the Weaver just popped off that game.
Yeah, Frenzy also like rushed this 10-minute blink dagger and then didn't get a single item until the AC 15 minutes later.
Weaver is OP. I mean, so.
We've talked about it. I think one of the big problems there was, and I realized it from watching the replay, and also while playing the game, I realized, I was just not playing the hero correctly, Naga Siren. I needed to create more lane pressure to alleviate some of that from the rest of my cores. And then I think Frenzy went for a selfless build that didn't really pay off. I think it was just too all in on being able to catch Weaver out. And I mean, we were getting split pushed, and two, even if we caught the Weaver, I mean, they just had really good counter initiation that when they're playing 4v5, I mean, it's just really rough. I mean, Silencer's a really good hero, in my opinion, at punishing a draft that isn't going to be able to burst the hero very quickly, because it allows the potential for a save. I mean, if we could lasso him, and obviously we don't want to stack stuns on him too quickly, but one Silencer ulti and it really just goes to shit. And I mean, again, fighting 4v5, I don't think it was the best thing there. But yeah.
When was the last time you laned against a Brewmaster before that series?
I haven't seen that hero in a really long time. I personally don't think the hero is super great. The buffs that came to him were what, level 20 and 25 talents.
I feel like the hero's just
And
good against Naga in general.
the hero is really good against Naga Siren.
Yeah.
I think the Naga Siren pick when they play Brewmaster that early was not great. Play aside, I just couldn't use Naga to her potential in a team fight because of the presence of the Brewmaster, along with, they played really well.
Clears illusions, right?
Yeah,
like the blue
the,
panda.
Yep.
Yeah, the blue panda does something ridiculous, like 1,500 damage or something like that to illusion, so they just instantly die. So until you get a Heart of Tarask on Naga Siren, your illusions are just not part of the fight. Which, I mean, if you're a Naga Siren without illusions, you're a melee creep at that point. But yeah, I mean, game 2, they hats off to them, and they played really well. Going into game 3, we knew if we weren't going to be able to get the profit, we were just going to have to ban it out, because Skater played really well on it. Not much else I can say about that.
Yeah, that was the game where Frenzy actually lost mid, but then just came back because I think Huskar followed him around, or Mag followed Frenzy around and just wasn't farming or something along those lines, and then Frenzy was
game 3. Game 3, I mean, we went back and we've been looking at replays and casts of the game.
That's when you also owned on Juggernaut too, yeah, when you went 13-11.
Not much I could say about that, but yeah, the mid lane matchup, Frenzy didn't do that hot against the Magnus, which I don't think is typical. I think that's more of a
I think that's more of Skater knew how to play his hero more.
I think he just had more experience on that. Or he just played the lane really well.
Yeah.
I think he
could. Yeah, no flame on Frenzy, but it's more praise to Skater than flame on Frenzy,
Yeah, you're absolutely right though. I think Skater, from watching the replays and the cast and everything, I think he spent potentially too much time in the early to mid game just messing with the Huskar, where he could have, easily shoved out his lane, went to go farm, and then came back and rinsed and repeated. He did do a bit of that, but I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I think the biggest thing in that game was that our top lane just destroyed their safe lane. I mean, I watched the replay, and the Buckler. I play a little bit of Wraith King. The Buckler double tangos is a little strange. I don't think there's any reason not to just get a casual ring or casual ring of protection, Quelling Blade, and then regen after that. I think he also went for level 1 Q, which is a little rough. Fighting into a Mars Grandma, which is, in my opinion, it's a sick combo. Not just with their ultis, but in lane. The slow from Grandma and the cookie just allowing Mars to set up his own slow and stuns is just really, really good. In the safe lane, I mean, Jug, Ogre, I think is pretty good. And we've been going back and forth talking about Ogre builds just because I think Ogre is one of the heroes that has probably the most varied and arguable builds that people discuss.
It's like him and Jakiro were the two big ones for RD2L.
Yeah, him and Jakiro are definitely the biggest ones. I think we played Ogre all 3 games, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we did. We played Ogre all 3 games, alternating between my 5 and 4. I agree to an extent with what some people said. I personally am more of a fan of the Ignite, the Max Ignite. Obviously taking points in your E and Q as well, but I just like Max Ignite. If you land 2 of those, I think at one point in the game, it was late in the game though, so I mean, I guess the point could be made that you could max something else. I think he landed 2 or 3 ignites on the Magnus, so there was a good 20 to 24 seconds where he just could not blink to catch us out when we were backing up. So
yeah.
I mean, Ogre was level 12 at the end of the game, so it's not like he got those levels, but still, like that's a long time that you can't blink.
Solid.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it a lot, and I mean, for the most part, I think just Ogre, even though or not Ogre, but my 5, he'll participate in fights, but a lot of the times he's one of the first ones to die, so a lot of the times he's just level starved, which from watching casts and replays of other teams, I don't think is exclusive to my supports. I think that's more of just RD2L supports sort of thing.
Oh, definitely.
They struggle with that. Not along with their skill builds, but I mean, obviously.
That's Legend and lower players playing against Divine and Immortal players. They're gonna die more.
Yeah, they're gonna have a rough time, and they're gonna struggle with things here and there. But I mean, all in all, I think he played it really well. Something that Mothman does really well for being the MMR that he is he's always very good at just pulling when we're having a good lane, to make sure that both me and him can manage to get levels, which is something that he did that particular game as a Juggernaut against the Clockwork and the Brewmaster. I don't think they have any kill potential as long as I have my Q up, so he just kept chain pulling.
Yeah, I think a very important skill for low MMR RD2Lers is to teach them how to pull, but overall that series looked pretty good for you guys. We can move on to predictions for round of 4 because we're kind of pushing it on time now. But
yeah, we'll just get the predictions. Or at least a series overview, and then slash predictions because we kind of have to combine them. In the first semifinal, we have Mao against Target. Pretty even on most of the cores. I think the one that kind of stands out is Peacock against Mercy as the largest difference, but
I feel like you can make the same statement about me and Sasquatch, right? Isn't he like 500 or something like that?
Yeah, Sass is very high MMR.
Yeah, he's.
I think he had to head out, but I think this is I don't know. This is a harder for me. Every time I've bet against Son of God's team, they've just smashed, and so.
Dude, just keep doing it. We haven't.
Yeah, now do I just go for Target? and then
I think Cam's a super big wild card.
I bet on you, dude, and you still won.
Yeah. Well, I know, but if Seva's bet against me, he has to keep doing it now. It's for luck.
Oh, Brightside, you missed the Ogre skill build discussion.
If it's
let's not go back to that.
Yeah.
In-depth discussion.
We could argue about that for days. No, I don't know. I don't really want to make any bold predictions, mainly because we just have a player from each team, and I want to go I think you're gonna lose. More along the lines of I think.
Dude, let's go. Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Well, no, I think
shit to say every week already.
I really want to watch the Cam versus Target lane. I think that's gonna be.
Let's just say Cam is unafraid of whatever Target has to play.
Well, it's more of Target plays these things that are kind of like how Mike Hang Mingzi plays. In that he'll play kind of safe picks. I want to see Cam get a wild pick and just go crazy with it. I think the biggest wild card is Sasquatch, right? Because I think Sasquatch is the best player out of all the players in the pool, right?
Yeah.
Objectively and subjectively. So,
but I mean, if he loses, that subject is obviously open for
calling
discussion.
Trash, son of God.
I think
No,
Cam
no,
is.
right side. I'm ready for it. Just keep
I
it
actually
coming.
think Cam is the largest wild card in this series.
Guys, just call Sonaga garbage. Like,
Like,
that's all you
I'm
gotta
not
do.
calling Sunagod garbage,
Do it.
dude.
This
You
isn't
see his jug?
new for him.
Like,
This
I
is
think-
new to him.
I think
Dude, I'm a
Cam
washed
coming
up
in
immortal. Say
as
it.
a free agent
Say it.
and like really destroying some of these previous series, especially that Monkey King game. Like,
Yeah, he owned. He owns pretty hard actually. He's
I
a
feel like
solid
Cam
player.
could just like something that Matt's team did as well a little bit with BMTS kind of abusing target. I feel like Cam could do kind of the same thing, and to where like that team can just run over because I think this Mal team is probably a little bit better than the Matt team.
The only thing I'd have to say is it at least this is probably biased because it's coming from my team. It feels I feel a lot less pressure to have to own every game to win it, especially these last 4 series because we've been down in some of these games where Cam has literally just put it all on his back for like 20 minutes so I could farm and get items. He's legit. He's a good player.
Yeah, most definitely. I think I both series I think are going to be really close, but yeah, I think the middle lane in this series is going to be really hype to watch and see how those players take their lanes. And I also think like if my team can like kind of push the pressure with maybe like some early game team fight or something, I think you guys could punish Target's team as well. But
Yeah.
I think that one's really close.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now it's the second semifinal, which I think is gonna surprise some people. Not sure which way,
Jimmy.
but this is gonna be a very interesting series, I'm sure. Because I think in the first series it's kind of not necessarily the same type of play style, but I feel like both teams kind of want to do the same thing. In this second series, they're completely different play styles.
I think Jimmy's team has a little upper hand here because of how the Mike heroes that they pick. Because Frenzy's one of those players who will just absolutely destroy a game if he gets one of his cheese heroes. But like playing his cheese heroes against necessarily like a friggin' DP Razor kind of, I think Frenzy's or Caliber's best bet here, their team, is to ban out all the Mike heroes. Like like maybe ban one Jimmy hero like the Ricky or something like they did last series, and take out the Mike heroes.
That's what they all say, bro. Then they give me fucking more.
Look, I favor your team a lot, Jimmy, and I'm just trying to I want the series to be hype, right?
I'm just saying, bro. I hope they don't fall to the classic bait of leave Morph open, then you literally don't kill it once and you lose. So
I think there's a lot of emphasis on how my doctor's appointment goes tomorrow if we lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If your arm is fucked up,
if I'm in a cast and can't play, like, yikes.
Well, what arm is it? Do you use your mouse with that hand?
It's his left, so it's his
left.
worst
Just
hand.
shove that keyboard right against your body. You'll be good to go.
Well, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
I
if
think
it's
it'll
what
be
if it's
fun.
casted and like my fingers? I don't have to use my fingers.
Oh,
I don't
well,
know.
tell the doc to wait a couple days.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think any team that got here is they're pretty good. They're pretty Gucci. I think it'll be a good series regardless.
We have played once, but we played them when they had Hunter.
I think
We
a
did
lot
play
of it will come down to this offlane Immortal and no Jit lane against Jimmy, because Jimmy has absolutely smacked pretty much everyone he's played in the playoffs in his lane.
Yeah.
So I feel like if
Well,
They all
offlane to
come into
Immortal,
scrap, bro. They all think,
Jimmy,
oh,
have
I'm
you
gonna...
lost a lane? Have you lost a lane in
Yeah.
playoffs?
He
Have
actually in playoffs no, but he did lose a lane to this team in the regular season. But
Oh.
destroyed Huntington mid. The game
Sounds
was
like
over.
we should.
See, yeah, I don't really
But-
know
I'm
not
Huntington
worried.
I don't know
Jimmy-
Huntington very well, but
Jimmy lost the lane, but still had Battle Fury Ags at 22 minutes on board.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Ass.
I don't know. I mean,
This is.
I never worry about like my lane. It's just how it goes. Cause even I honestly sometimes I think my laning is going like such dog shit, but I don't think it really matters because this Dota 2, like watch EE play, man. He sucks at mid and he wins games at the rank 500 all the time, and he's fucking awful. Gets everything denied. Hey, his team actually beat EG 2-1 today, man. Look at how bad his laning is.
Well, EG
All
was.
four
To be
spirits.
fair, he is 4-20.
Yeah, but
in
in
that tournament.
in the last game they were picking more serious heroes.
I think you shouldn't undervalue offlane to Immortal side lanes because I mean my team we played offlane to Immortal's team in the season, and I think they had Smack standing in, and game 1 we lost every single lane because Smack last picked Huskar, and then game 2 we lost every single lane except mid because I last picked TA in like a really good TA game. But like every game I watch the offlane to Immortal team, their side lanes do really well. So if you guys can punish Jimmy, I think you have a solid chance. But punishing Jimmy is hard, especially when Mike plays these Giga Space making tank up heroes, you know. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, one team is going to play better, one team is going to play worse, and we'll probably find that out pretty soon. So,
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Both
god,
teams
Jimmy.
played hard.
Dude,
I mean, I don't
the
know,
general manager is paying you a lot of money right now.
This is how I honestly, like, I don't think, it's not like I say that because, like, to be nice, I just think that, like, it's RD2L, man, anything can happen.
Dude, come on, you gotta talk some shit. There's not enough drama in this league.
I'm certain I'm the best player in that game, so hopefully I will carry it. That's
Alright, thank you.
I got.
Awesome.
Who do we want to what grand final would be the most hype?
I don't know. It's actually a really good question. You guys thoughts?
I mean, so
Anything that's not, I mean, one of the Tuesday teams versus the Sunday team.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's funny
No.
to see both rigged mid stand-ins, not rigged, but both mid stand free agents versus each other would be funny.
That'd be kind of funny.
Oh, the Frenzy versus Cam. That would be funny.
That would be really funny. I would also like to defeat Target personally. So.
Well, I want to defeat Target personally, so this is a little bit of
if you defeat him, then you're taking one of the only immortals out of Tuesday.
Did you guys play Target's team in regular season, Jimmy?
No, we scrimmed them once, but Target did less than 5k hero damage in that scrim.
Combined? Like one game or two games?
One game.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So Target played mid silencer and they picked mid silencer and then Monkey King. So then we sent Jorv mid on Underlord and he smacked Target, and then Sasquatch had to play side lane Monkey King into Razor.
Ooh, fair.
So, and then I was playing Nick that game, so I just followed Sasquatch around, Coiling blading his trees from Invis, and then they GG'd out after that happened once or twice.
I think I honestly, because I do want to play against Sasquatch, and I do want to play against Sonic God 2. They could both be cool.
I'd like to be
Mike versus Target would be pretty funny to watch that lane, but
I'd almost want to play against Target just so that when I beat him, it would feel really like he.
Not if I beat him, when I beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be very satisfying in a way.
I mean, we already saw the Jorv versus Target lane, and Jorv prevailed, so.
Yeah. Well, I think has anyone in any of these teams won RD2L before? Like, is there any chance for a repeat winner? I don't believe so.
No. No one has won.
Yeah, so no matter who wins, it'll be.
Mike has played in the final.
Yeah.
On Sasquatch's team.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
both lost. Mike and Sasquatch were.
Story.
Yeah, they were on the same team in season 12, and they made finals and lost.
Wasn't that against a super rigged team?
Season 12 is the Fallen Floopy team, wasn't it?
It was Riles.
Oh, it was Riles? I don't remember Riles' teams.
That's past my time, I'm not sure.
Yeah, 15 is where I start.
Cool, well.
Yeah, I actually like all the teams that are in the semifinals this time.
Yeah,
last season it was just kind of like
deserve to be here.
Last season it was kind of like, well, one team kind of just gets a couple guys mid-season, and then like whatever you would think about that Gembato team. But
whole city versus you guys, a multiple rigged free agent team, Matt, and then head admin.
It feels good to be a gangster.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, just imagine like if we had to get a Gembato team member on last season for this.
Dr. Steele is not like a terrible person. I think he gets a bad rap because of his
I don't know. He was mean to Narte during their series, so I'll never forgive him.
Anyone who's mean to Narte is just subhuman. Anyways,
that should be it. Any closing thoughts before we end the Final Four stream, I guess.
Be sure to check out Mr. Brightside on Sunday night.
I miss college basketball so much.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing going on anymore.
I feel empty.
Barstool Sports is they're streaming a ping pong tournament in there from their hub.
Alright, I'm gonna play one shining moment after the stream just for that. Let's go.
Who's wait, when's your game, Sonagon?
Playing Sunday at 9 EST.
Okay, cool. I think
we play Monday.
Yeah, I think we're shooting for Monday.
I didn't even realize that we were ahead. I was wondering why it took so long for us to schedule our match, but
are we couch casting the Son of God team, Brightside, or are we gonna do that with Maestro?
Brightside is muted.
He promised that he's gonna cast.
I'll be casting with Maestro. I can't abandon him like that.
Seb, we can do our own cast. Don't worry.
Plus, if Maestro, or if we beat Target, Maestro promised to go to Sunday EST Sunday.
I gotta make sure.
No. That's like 20% of our Immortal players.
What do you mean? He's signed up. He's a captain in EST Sunday right now.
Yeah.
He's also a captain in EST Tuesday.
And then I'm not sure who's casting the Jimmy Offlane to Immortal. Probably Apon Zeus. So you guys can watch it there.
Don't watch our series.
I'm sure subject will cast it too. He gets up for it.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for the people who showed up from the teams.
Yeah, shout out to Caliber, Sonagod, and Sasquatch for all showing up. It was very nice to have at least one representative from each team remaining, even though it was kind of short notice. I just decided, hey, it'd be kind of boring if we just all ranted on for 20 minutes about how Target sucks. So it's probably just nice to have everyone on.
It was fun. Thanks for inviting.
And that should be everything. I'm playing one shining moment because college basketball is dead.
Sad.
So, well, hopefully we'll see you next week for a grand finals. But if not, then whenever.
To the teams that are left.
Sounds good.
Thanks.